we will get started with our speakers. So today we have two speakers representing the Oakland Spiders and the Oakland Ballers. I will introduce both members right now, but Tim Koide was born in Berkeley and is a fourth generation Koide in Berkeley and Oakland. After college and a brief stint in Washington, D.C., working in the policy world and as a grad student, he returned to the Bay Area and has spent the last 12 years in the startup world, and now with the Oakland Ballers. So let's give Tim a big Oakland Rotary welcome. Okay, and this other person here, this should be no stranger to any of us. This is our buddy, Jack and Rotarian, Jackson Stearns. He grew up in Oakland. Go Titans, all right? David Stein, right? You Titan? All right, so. There we go, that's what I was looking for. For the past over 15 years, Jackson has built his career in youth development and community work through the YMCA of the East Bay and the recreation departments of Orinda, Oakland, and Piedmont. Along the way, he fell in love with Ultimate Frisbee, and over the past 4 years, he has been one of the main driving forces behind the Oakland Spiders professional Ultimate Frisbee team. So let's give Jackson a big warm welcome. Thank you. Okay. All right, and we will start with Tim.
All right. There they are. Well, I am very grateful to be here. This is my first time at a Rotary meeting, and I think this is what a healthy community, healthy society looks like. I'm a big believer in community organizations like this, and I was doing some research about Rotary. I have some friends who are Rotarians. What I didn't realize was that Oakland is the third oldest in the world, third oldest. Yes, and then I was reading that one of the first service projects that this chapter did was down at on the Bay Shore, kind of clearing land for reclamation for the forthcoming 16th Street train station. And of course, we're going to be playing our season at Raimondi Park. I'll show you pictures of updates there, but right across the street, so the little historical tie there between the Ballers and the Oakland Rotary. Recently our coaching staff was on a podcast, and they were asked what their favorite baseball movie was, and all of them being seasoned baseball players, they all agreed that it was Bull Durham. I don't know if you remember Bull Durham, but... And in fact, all three of our coaches have played in that stadium. But for me, I'm not a baseball player. I'm a hopeless romantic and storyteller, and so for me, it's Moneyball. And for those of you who know the film, you know Robert Redford. What's that other guy's name? Brad Pitt. Golly, I'm only 42. But his character playing Billy Bean at the end there's that scene where the kind of intimate scene, they're looking at footage of this kid who, big boy with a big bat, and Brad Pitt says, how can you not be romantic about baseball? And that's really what's driving the front office, the founding team of this organization is, how can you not be romantic about baseball? And I guarantee you, if any of you hate baseball, you can come to a baseball game and you can see the clean lines on the field, and you can see the turf, and you can look at the fresh press uniforms, and you can look at the silhouettes of the bugs and the lights, and you'll get it. How can you not be romantic about baseball? So when the announcement was made last year that the A's would leave Oakland, a group of us kind of had the same reaction. How do we keep baseball in Oakland? And the Oakland Ballers was our ultimate idea. So, the Oakland Ballers, the whole purpose of this, if it was just about baseball, it'd be a lot of fun. As you guys represent, this is more than baseball. This is more than the organization. This is about the community. This is about keeping something in Oakland, like the Spiders, like the Roots, these other organizations, kind of community-led sports organizations. It's about giving the community something to cheer for and making sure that that lasts. Next. And this embodies that, right? This is the real reason we're doing it. We have the best fans in the world here in Oakland, and some of you may have attended the Fans Fest back in February. I don't know if any of you guys were there, but down in Jack London Square. Paul, yes, and it's great. I'm going to talk to you after this. We've exchanged on Instagram, that new app that Tom was talking about. And Nice to put a face to the name. But we have the best fans, not just in baseball. We have the best fans. We have the best community. And, you know, there's a reason why, for those of you who've attended Oakland sporting events over the years, there's a reason why the chant is not "Let's Go," name of the team. It's "Let's Go Oakland." That's genuine. And one of the most overwhelming things for me and the rest of the guys in the front office is how genuine that spirit is. Again, you could be a diehard baseball fan. You could just be a fan of the community. Spirit's the same, and it's been really humbling. Yeah, go ahead, advance. So we play in the Pioneer League. The Pioneer League is about an 80-year-old league. I was telling some of you guys before we started that back in 2020, the Major League draft went from 40 rounds to 20 rounds. And so the Pioneer League is one of the independent leagues in professional baseball. We're Major League partnered, but we're not affiliated. But we become a really essential pipeline to fill the gap of those extra 20 rounds that used to be there. So for instance, we just signed a kid, Danny Kerwin, one of our right-hand pitchers, just sold him to the Red Sox. And so the indie leagues remain a very, very important pipeline for Major League Baseball. Pioneer League, historically, if we could go back really quick. Pioneer League historically has been here in the Mountain West, so Utah, Idaho, Montana, Colorado. We are starting the first 2 baseball clubs in California. The idea is that it'll be a 6-team California division in time. So we've got the Oakland Ballers, and then we've got our built-in rival, if you will, up the street in Davis, the YOLO High Wheelers. So we'll be playing them a lot this season, and the idea is we got, they're tearing up the railroad tracks right now over on 18th, 20th, over there, right by the Raimondi. So we've got some old railway ties spikes, and we've created a little cup. It's going to be the Capital Corridor Cup between the Ballers and the High Wheelers. Okay, yeah, next. So these are the jerseys. Like the Spiders, like the Roots, we're partnered with Oaklandish on our merchandise, and a lot of you know Angela and Higgins over there, and they do a great job, and obviously very committed to the community. It's important for us to work with local organizations and have the quality of work that they do. The merchandise has been going well. I see a gentleman up here in front with our dad hat on there, and he's got the Oakland Spider shirt on. This guy came ready. It's fantastic. Yes! Man, I almost rang the bell, but I realized that's probably sacrilegious. But these are the jerseys we're going to take to the field with. We've got our home cream, and then the away green, and then our alternate gold. Our jersey sponsors are BART and then AAA of Northern California. Okay, next. So, I think any organization's greatest asset are their people. And if they're not, probably something wrong. But we're really proud of our baseball staff. First call I made when I joined Paul Friedman and Brian Carmel, the principal founders, was to my buddy Don. Don Wakamatsu he's a Bay Area native, grew up in Hayward Aggie, 30 years coaching in Major League Baseball, first Asian American manager in Major League Baseball when he took the reins in Seattle. Fellow half Japanese brother, so we think on the same level, but Don has put together a tremendous staff for us. Our manager is Micah Franklin, went to Washington High School over in San Francisco, played a few years in the bigs, and then has been a hitting coach for people like Cole Tucker and Cody Bellinger, some of these big guys, as well as coaching a little bit in minor league. And then JT Snow, some of you remember him. He was one of my faves when I was in high school and college, 6-time Golden Glove winner, and just an absolute gentleman, great guy. Aaron Miles won a series with the Cardinals, played with the Dodgers out of Brentwood. Great guy, the kind of guy you want in your dugout. And then Jim Dedrick has been a scout, pitching scout for the last 20 years in Major League Baseball. So great staff, really excited to have them on board. They're basically all doing this for free, just out of the goodness of their hearts. They all want to keep baseball here in Oakland. They're very committed to that idea. So the Love Fest just gets deeper and deeper. That's next. This is not a complete list. We're building a really impressive roster. I'm really impressed with our offense, and I'm talking like I know anything about baseball, like I can run a baseball team. I'm on the business side, but you learn as you go, and you start picking up words and phrases. You listen to the coaches, hear what they say, and you repeat it and act like you know what you're talking about. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just a fan. One of the significant pickups, we had an open tryout in Oakland back at the beginning of April, and we signed Kelsey Whitmore, who's the first female pitcher in professional baseball. And she's great. You know, being half Asian, I'm almost just as proud of her for being half Filipino as I am being a woman in baseball. She's awesome. We just talk about food when we talk. It's great. And then a lot of California kids on this roster. A lot of kids who are playing, you know, elsewhere in different leagues, and we're very happy to come home. So we're excited about the baseball product we're going to put on the field. Yeah, next. So the brand of baseball that we want to put in, and please excuse the hubris here, I will go through this analogy really quick. Some of you are probably familiar with Savannah Bananas. The way we kind of think about it is, you know, the Harlem Globetrotters are to the Showtime Lakers in terms of what the Globetrotters did in innovating the game of basketball, as the Savannah Bananas are to us. So we want to take a lot of that fan-centric innovation that the Bananas have been doing the last few years and put that in a competitive league, and kind of, you know, up the level of fan participation and excitement for the game. Yeah, next. So here, you guys can probably see exactly what this is. I'm sure it's not great resolution. But anyway, that little speck of green in the middle there, that's kind of just giving you geographical context of where we'll be playing. That's Raimondi Park. How many of you know Raimondi Park? Great, yeah. So we've committed $1.6 million in improvements to the park in partnership with the City of Oakland. It remains a City of Oakland park. We just kind of become stewards. In this first year, we're putting in 4,000 temporary seats for the first season, and hopefully make it our permanent home, but it remains a city park. And so we're kind of fronting all that money to kind of keep that in. Prep baseball can continue to play there in the off season, et cetera. So we're excited about it. That gift that's going to be as a gift in place. And if any of you are interested in participating in that, we're still raising money around that. But yeah, let's go next here. So this is kind of what it'll look like at maturity. We're getting there. The multicolored warehouses on the north end there, that's where we'll have our clubhouse, and then there will be covered parking in there as well. We'll have about 1,000 parking spaces available, paid parking spaces available. And then maybe on the corner of 20th and Campbell there, we might do something with those offices as well. But you see the field there, the stands will be along the third baseline, first baseline, and then around the back there. Yeah, next. There's just some more views there. I like looking at these pictures because it's been, you know, this became a possibility in January. That's when the City of Oakland presented this to us. So we've been moving very, very quickly, and I don't sleep very much. But this is what it will look like. Right now, they're still putting in the sod, still putting in the piping and the irrigation. We're putting in the video board, and that video board will also be accessible to the City of Oakland, so we do movie nights there or whatever. Let's go next. Another view. We're redoing the playground here on the south west side, putting in more trees along the perimeter and the outfield. Yeah, next. Next. Yeah, and we'll do, for the first year, Athletic Club of Oakland is kind of handling our concessions, and then we're going to have an aggregation of different food trucks that will provide concessions, so it'll be a nice kind of smattering of the community culinary scene. And then next. And then I promise you, you won't look like AI-generated people when you come. But and then this was last week, so they're putting in the sod there, and we're working with a company called In Production. They're used to putting up mainly soccer stadiums very, very rapidly, and so they're putting in the footings for the stands now. They're temporary seating, so that will come down in the off season. Okay, next. So this is kind of the plan there. We'll have, this is another opportunity. We're really trying to, the one piece of feedback we got from the neighborhood was, can we minimize the number of cars coming in? And so we're really, that's why the partnership with BART is really, really critical. We'll have along Peralta, and then obviously Mandela Parkway, and then at the intersection of Peralta and Mandela, there will be a bike caravan to safely bring people into the park. There's a bike valet, 18th Street. There's a bike valet there on the south side of the park. That's going to be run by East Bay Bike, eastbaybike.org? Really? Yeah. Still looking for a sponsor for that, if anybody's interested. Okay, next. This kind of just shows the bike lanes there. Next. And then a few other opportunities. We're going to have a Copa night where we'll do an alternative identity, Los Peloteros, and we're going to have our uniforms were designed by Dustin Canelin, who did the town jerseys for the Warriors and does trophy hunting. And anyway, this is an initial sketch. Looking for a sponsor for this as well, so we'll do alternative identity. We'll do this every year, Los Peloteros. Okay, next. And then we're working on a TV series. So this with Hearst Production Media Group. This is still very much early stages, but looking for partners on this. We've been shooting, we probably have a few hundred hours of film so far. Work in progress, but this is a great opportunity through the educational programming channels that the FCC mandates. And then next. Opening day, June 4th, it's coming right around the corner. The season actually starts May 21st. We start on the road. First home series is June 4th at Raimondi. We play the YOLO High Wheelers, and would love to see all of you there. I'm talking to Tom about getting similar to what the Roots are doing. I mean, we can do fundraisers, we can do whatever, but would love to see all of you there. It's going to be a great time, I'm telling you. Even if you don't like baseball, please come, because we are going to the 48 home games this season. We are going to celebrate Oakland 48 times this summer, and it's going to be a great time. So, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.